Guys, until this problem in South Africa is less, and in the whole world, until everybody who haven't experienced abuse, we will continue sharing stories and talking. When I tell my stories, I usually don't tell my stories out of pity. I tell my stories so that you learn from them and the experience that I have had in my life, so you don't repeat it. Now, I dated this one guy. I've told the story in Zulu. So I had a boyfriend. He was not a boyfriend. Let's start from there. Guys, when you just tasted the cucumber. Okay, my battery is low. When you have just tasted the cucumber. When you don't listen to your parents anymore. Anything your parents say, it's like they are doing this bam 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 bam. Once you taste the dicho, you taste the cucumber. Before the cucumber, when your mother is speaking and shouting at you, they sound like this. Hey, no, why you were sitting there? Why you have never washed the dishes? That's how your mother sound. Once you taste the cucumber, sissy, once he have been between your legs, sissy, the teenagers, tell you when you're a teenager, when your mother is asking you why you haven't washed the dishes, she sound like this. Naughty, blah, 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 blah. Naughty, blah, 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 blah. Sissy, then you have tasted the things that need to be tasted. Sissy, then you have been eating it. So, umokeli have the taste. Now I have tasted the things that need to be tasted. Now I had the cucumber. The cucumber was the cucumber of the cucumbers. Sissy, I went to Durban. In Durban, there was my friend, Slindile. She lived in Durban. We used to live in Durban before Inanda. So we moved from Inanda to Richards Bay. Okay. And I don't remember why. Okay, there was some family politics. So we ended up leaving my uncle in Durban. He is a brother of my father. We ended up leaving him in Durban. So I always visit in Durban. Nyabonga Masters. We always visit. So in 1 year, I went there to visit my friend and my uncle. When I got there, my friend told me my friend had a boyfriend. Now I had my child already, but when I got pregnant, it was just like I don't even want to explain. Because it was a very fast thing. It was not a solid relationship, where you get the teacher the way you want and every time. No, I was doing my matric, my standard 9. Okay, so I get to Durban. Durban is another city here in South Africa. I get to Durban. My friend tells me, she usually she used to go and stand by the streets with some boyfriend, some guy, and I will go with her when they are jolling. So I used to watch them, like I'm standing. When you're teenagers, guys, I'm sure you know. So I used to just stand, and then they will talk. They hold each other, and I'm just, standing, and they're a little bit far away from me. I'm waiting for my friend, and they will kiss. So I think my friend got tired of me. I don't know. If you're not from the village, you will not understand. If you're not black, you will not understand. Us as black people, most of us, when you have a boyfriend, you're a teenager, you can't tell your parents you have a boyfriend, and you have to lie to tell them where you're going. I think my friend did get tired. I was holding the candle, yes. I think she got tired of me going with her every time. And sometimes I would also ask her, can I go with you? Then I would watch them kissing and, I did have a child, but I was still naive and a little bit stupid. I had a child when I was 19 years old. So I was still a little bit naive and stupid, I didn't even know how to kiss. I remember before I went to Durban, there was this one guy in Richards Bay that we tried dating, but one day he asked me about my sexual experience, and I told him that no, I've only slept with 2 people, and he was like, oh, so that's why when you kiss me, you bite me. It was the most embarrassing embarrassing thing ever, because I mean, I didn't think that when we kissed I was biting him and eating him. I think ever since that guy, whenever I kiss someone, even now, I'm so careful with my teeth. I can okay, I kiss good. I know I kiss good, but I'm very careful. After that guy told me I was biting him, he was quite older than me as well, you know. Not too old, but he was older than me. I think he had more experience than the experience I had. So that's why I was eating him or biting him or whatever. But he told me that it was very difficult to kiss me or when we are kissing. And I also remember he used to run away when we have to do the things that adults do, you know. The issue was that I was eating his because who teaches us how to kiss and everything? Maybe I was really eating the guy, who knows? And he didn't say sorry or no. He was serious about me telling me that I was eating him. Anyway, when I used to go with my friend, I used to watch them kissing, because I also wanted to learn. Since the last guy I tried to date, he told me that I was biting him. His lips were always painful after our kiss. So I would watch my friend kissing with her boyfriend and watch and watch. Because I'm surprised. I hope they will help you on the comment section. So okay, one day my friend told me that there was this hot guy, and this guy have been in jail, but she didn't explain how hectic and why he was there and everything. So my friend told me that there's this guy, a handsome, blah blah blah. I knew the guy when we were growing up because we used to live in Nanda before, but he disappeared, and I also moved away from Durban. Hayi ke umngani kangitshela ukuthi hayi kunoguy. Hayi nami ke I opened my eyes, and then there I saw the guy. The guy came. I used to, when I was growing up, he was a little bit older than us, and more matured. But now when I saw him, oh my god, he was so handsome. Mind you, I was always with my friend, watching my friend jolling with her boyfriend, and now I finally find my own. The problem was the mother of the guy didn't want, she was very choosy who would date her son, yabo. So this had to be a secret. I came from a very poor family, and I was not beautiful at that time. They thought like that, but I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful, but So okay, mina ke no guy ke nathi we started jolling. We used to bema. Angifuna ukusho ngesingisi, nina ngamaZulu. Sasi uguy wayebhema ugwayi wesiZulu. The guy used to take ugwayi wesiZulu, the Zulu cigarette. If you know, you know. Don't write it. The Zulu cigarette or the traditional cigarette. If you're an African, you know what cigarette I'm talking about. Don't be forward and start writing it. I would block you. But the guy used to take the Zulu cigarette, yabo. I mean the traditional cigarette, the green one. So when my friend goes to see her boyfriend, we will tell each other, okay, 8 o'clock I'm going to see mine, and then I will say to, okay, 8 o'clock I'm also gonna go and see mine. What time are we gonna come back? We agree, okay, we're coming back at 10, so we can have time. Then we would say, maybe one of us is going to do the hair, or then we would go separate ways. My friend would go stand with her boyfriend on the street. Mine was, he had his room. He had his own place. He was not on the street. Them, they didn't have a room. They didn't have nothing. The guy was living with the parents. My friend was living with her family. So they would stand on the street. I would go to my guy. We would sit down with my guy and start smoking our traditional green cigarette, I didn't care about it, and I wasn't smoking before him. But this teenager pressure, blah 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 blah, what? And the fact that I was a little bit scared of him, he was a bit older. umthunzi wenkukhu, exactly, umthunzi wenkukhu. Yes, you wrote it right, umthunzi wenkukhu. So whenever he rolls it, nami ke I will, I would just smoke. He would smoke. But that time we were not dating. Only my friend told me that the guy was singing, yabo. So nami I was just watching him out of, that the guy is singing. But he haven't said anything to me. But he did say, he offered us, if you just want to come and, have the cigarette, you can come. Then, okay, of course, I went. I was interested. Guys, and I went. We will have. After the cigarette, umthunzi wenkukhu, amehlo avele abe kanje by China. After the cigarette, you are like Chinese, and then you are watching somebody like this, and then this it makes, even if a person is not good looking, after this cigarette, this person is very good looking. Their eyes, they tend to be so fantastic. Yay, the cigarette. You guys, if you don't know the cigarette, I'm telling you, the cigarette in South Africa is legal. So me and Mukai, after now the eyes are very heavy. We are watching each other with that look. Anything he says, I'm just laughing, and then giving him that look. And when I look at him, Mukai now is more than, I don't know, he's more than ice cream, When I watch him, he's just so lickable. I just want to lick. But the first night, I had to go home because me and my friend, we agreed on 10. Mind you, me and Mukai, we not yet agreed on anything. So I have to leave with my heavy eyes and laughing forever. I left. We meet with my friend on the road. It's not road, indlela. Angazi ukuthi ngesingisi ngizothi indlela encane yini. But it's those small ndlelas, the ndlela. So again, we will meet, me and my friend Dick in Lelenik, and then we go back home. She will go in her home. We start in her home together, and then we go together in my home so they can see we are back. Okay, the days pass. And then my guy came, and he told me how, let's go to my place, I have the cigarettes. Come and smoke the cigarettes. As usual, I go there. We start smoking the cigarettes. I will smoke, and then we start the bedroom eyes and everything. Today it got special. The part he want to do. Today it got special. Mukai started playing me R. Kelly, those nice romantic songs, all these Trey songs and Destiny's Child. Do you remember those songs? Long time. Then I listened to them. Now we are just not talking, just doing the bedroom eyes and the music. Everything is good. The issue was I had to go and sleep home. So even that day we didn't do, but things were getting hectic. Things were getting warming up, Hey, I'm old school. Seriously. Now, can I tell you where the guy lived? His place was made of half wall was in cat. Guys, then I forgot to cat. But half of his wall was ukete, was made out of ukete. And then a half was made out of mud. It was a mud house. And yeah, so okay guys, in this romantic time and heavy eyes, I had to go home because I had to go home. I went home. And then days passed. So again, I went home. Now, this was a normal thing that we visit each other. I visit him and we smoke. We just smoke. the cigarettes, and then I go home. Then one day I went and he played this music. We started talking, and of course we did the thing, congregate iron, whatever. The half of the wall was congregated iron, somebody is saying. Yes. So I'm trying to say that the guy, he was not working, and he was good looking because he just came out of jail, but he was not working. He didn't have any income of any sort. His bed didn't even have a sheet on top of it. There was a bench that we used to sit on. So Mukai didn't have dreams, didn't have nothing. He was out of parole. I will tell you in the middle of the story why he went to jail. But he was in jail for 9 years. And he's supposed to be there for 15 years. I didn't know that story that time. Now, okay, let's continue. Mukai knows how to talk. He's very soft. He knows what to say and when to say it. And then, guys, any dog, beside the eyes, after you have smoked, beside the heavy eyes, even the ears, anything they tell you, it sounds so sweet. If someone say you are they don't need to say beautiful, fool. The fact that they said you are you are like, yes, I'm beautiful. In your head you finish it, you say, hey, let me see. Fast forward. On this day, I was leaving to go home. So I couldn't open the door because my eyes were heavy and, everything was in the blood. So Mukai came to help me open the door. Umshuto. Please, don't by low English, please. Umshuto. To those who speak English, who doesn't understand my language, I don't know what is umshuto. But umshuto, he came to help me open the mshuto. They will write in the comment section what is mshuto, batik mshuto. So Mukai came here to open for me. While he was opening, we watch each other. Now we are watching each other very close. I see. After that, everything was history. After Agenji trying to open the door, I found myself fighting to take the chin off in the bed. This thing makes you lazy. You are so lazy and tired. Now he's also very lazy and tired. So now we were fighting to take my chins off. That's the part I remember, that now the chins were getting off. I didn't even watch the time. I know this thing. I've tasted it already, the cucumber. I can see right now I'm about to get it. Yeah? Buffet. Whenever you have had the cigarette, even if the guy is shit in the bedroom, it's like the guy is fire. My sister. I don't know if you guys have experienced that. Upeme umthunzi welanga, upeme no partner wako. It is fire. It is, hey, I'm telling you, even if they are calling dogs, you don't even feel that he was calling the dogs. Umthunzi welanga. Sisi mungabuzo empeteni is the best of the best of the bestest of the bestie. So ke mina noMukai ke umthunzi welanga. We fight for Ujini. After the chin, but ngicela nikhohle English, please. Mabe ngawazi umshuta bawazi umshuta, ngicela sikhohle ibona. So me and Mukai now we are doing the other things. He's putting it in. It's like fire. I can see there's some flying. That day everything was good. It was like something I've never had before. It's because Pelanami, I was here. Ngenxa mthunzi welanga ka cigarette. Umukai, everything, it was like some kind of electricity, phela Umukai can go down with the head. Umukai phela could eat the cake. Umukai could lick the ice cream. Let me drink. Mukai was licking the ice cream in the middle of everything. Mukai's head is down there. Sis, one leg was outside the roof, one leg was by the gate. That's how much the legs were flying. There was no leg in the room, if I remember correctly. The other leg was by the gate, as I'm telling you. They did not have ceiling board. So the other leg was out of the roof because there was no ceiling board, my sweetie pie. Yes, sissy. It was my first time to experience such. That after you have had, you fly. It's Red Bull. Red Bull give you wings. I also had wings. Sis, it was a never-ending thing. Maybe we pushed an hour. After an hour, we would relax and laugh, talk about nonsense. I don't even remember the things we used to talk about. And then we would continue. Sis, you don't get tired. The cake does not get painful. Waya. Sis. The next thing I remember, it was in the morning and I had to go home. When I say morning, I'm not talking about 6 or 7. Sis, I'm talking about 9 a.m. I supposed to go back home at 10. 9 a.m. sis. As I told you, his room was made out of mud. And uket, the iron, congregated iron. Sissy, I had to dig in this mud to make the holes to look outside who would see me when I come out of his place. Ask us. Plus, we were not official. Sissy, even though I had a child, but they didn't know my child in Enand. My child was in Richards Bay. Even his mother didn't know I had a child. Besides that, what I'm going to say to my uncle, the neighbors, when I come out at 9, let me tell you how we do it as Africans, at least as Zulus. When you are a teenager, you have a boyfriend. We wake up at 4 a.m., you go back home if you were sleeping with your boyfriend. And the fact that you were sleeping by your boyfriend, in your house, you came out at 10 or 11 when your parents are sleeping. You go through your window, after you leave the window open, so you can be able to come back at 4 a.m. That's how hectic, Tina, when we started dating, it is when we are Africans. I don't know other Africans, but I'm saying to us as Zulus, as South Africans, our black parents, they don't joke. They don't laugh when it comes on relationships. Sisik, it's 9 a.m. My legs are so painful. I'm very, very tired. Mukai was busy biting me. I did not feel it because Pela, the cigarette was all over the body. Sissy, when I touched my neck was painful. Sissy, when I touched my shoulders, Mukai was biting and biting. Everything was good. I was allowing my Mukai to do as he wished now. I allowed Mukai to, even my nipples, they were so sore. It's like they were going to come out. Mukai was eating. Mukai was destroying. Mukai had a chance of doing whatever he wanted to do. The next day, sis, besides being worried of how I'm gonna go home, but it's 9 a.m. is not even being late. If you are late, 5-ish, 6-ish, 6 a.m., that is the latest time to go back home after being with your boyfriend. 9 a.m. When you don't know your parents, 9 a.m. Everyone is all over the yard. People are now washing whatever they are washing. Kids are running around. Sis, it was a disaster. Oh, I didn't tell you. Or same as closer. I didn't tell you the size of the guy. The guy was quite skinny. You know the skinny guys, when he's on top of you, when he's done, here, ladies, it's painful because of his waist. If he have been in the middle for a very long time, it get painful between your legs because, sisik, that's the part where I couldn't feel my legs because it was so painful. He have been there in the middle for too long And this waist, his bones on the waist, they have been there. Sis, even my bums was very painful. I'm not sure if he was saying, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Huh? Who's your daddy? I don't know. But every little bone that was on my skin, na painful. Now, together with him, he would go out just to watch the community and the neighbors. Me, I was busy digging the holes in his room so that I could see the outside. How I'm gonna come out of this place? See which neighbor I'm scared of is outside and who's not outside. This is what I was doing. And him, he was okay. He was very happy. Walking around, coming back, telling me, no, everything is gonna be okay. Nah, everything is gonna be okay. Us, our parents, they beat us up. They beat you up like you are some kind of, you are playing boxing with your parent. They box you very much. So there is no okay in this moment. See, I finally went out. I finally went home around 10:30, checking the coast. Who's out? Who's gonna see me? Who's what? Who's doing what? Around 10:30. Then I went home. When I got home, everybody was asking, where were you? Where were you? My uncle was already at work. He was working morning shift. So the whole night he was home. He did not see me where I was. Until he went to work, I was not there. He went to work. He was working at the garage, putting petrol. Sis, you know, when you are a teenager, to us, and you have had, you were with a guy a night before, you feel like everyone can see you. You know, you are even scared. Your parents, you can't even watch them in their eyes. You feel like they can see what you were doing last night. When I also went home, I was so embarrassed to watch the neighbors, my mother's friend, because I was just thinking in my head, oh my God, you know, they see the enjoyment I had last night. They can smell the enjoyment. Since 9 years he spent in prison was so long, so he had to eat you. He had to eat you like I don't know if I was the first girl he was with after his jail time, or I was the second, or I don't know. Fast forward, I did get in trouble on that day, but it was not bad, but it was bad. Fast forward, this was a norm thing. Pella, who's your dad? Yes. So this was a norm thing between me and Mukai. Then we ended up me spending more time in his place more than my place, especially if my uncle is working night shift. So I will go by him all night, and then in the morning I will go home before my uncle comes back from work. Okay. So okay, me and Mukai, all was well. And then some days when we had fights, me and him, I would like refuse to go to him, and he will raise his voice, you know, but I never paid attention on those things. Guys, I don't want to lie. Mokai's teacher or Mokai's bedroom, he was good. He was so good. Guys, he was good. Kuna into engifuna ukisho enganqina ukisho being but guys, you ended up like it. Oh yeah, I like it. So one day Mukai was screaming sometimes, you know. He had some kind of anger issues, but I just thought he loved me so much, you know, that I irritate him sometimes. I kiss you too in West Africa. So one day Mukai beat me. I don't remember what we were fighting about or what he was angry about. Some situations, me, I don't talk too much. Relationship, friendship, whatever. Some situations, when I'm getting hurt or there's something, sometimes I don't voice myself. Sometimes I do voice myself. That's how I am. So Umukai, I never used to argue with him so much. But Umukai had his own issues. And now, this day, Mukai beat me. He slapped me. slap me, slap me, slap me. Obviously, you cry when someone is beating you. I cried. Then he told me how much he loved me, how much I was so beautiful. And every time after beating me, he would want us to have the thing, adults playing in the bedroom. So, you guys, at first, when you are angry. How in my bed? 19%. Okay. So, guys, when you are angry with you and your partner or your boyfriend, and then you had a fight, then you are angry. After that, then you just kiss. You kiss. After the kiss, everything, and then you have that kind of angry bedroom, blah blah blah. But see, you are angry. Everything you are doing is bang 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 bang, because it's it's anger kind of thing. So after beating me, slapping me and slapping me, he will apologize, and then he would start kissing me, and everything would be good. It would be like, how big was the teacher? Jerome Bepe. The teacher, the size, the size was a very exciting size. I don't want to say what kind of. For me, the size was, at first it was like a little bit big, I think, but I got used to it and everything was good. Okay, so after I get beating me, he would tell me he loves me, and then we will have this aggressive don't, and wow, bang 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 bang. Since I will enjoy. After it, I will even forget that he was slapping me. Everything is good. Yeah. One day, I don't remember, but he was so jealous. He was too jealous. Oh, in Richards Bay, there's some guy who sent me a message and he said, I miss you, and I didn't have secrets on my phone, and Mukai didn't have secrets on his phone. So he opened my phone when the text message got in, and the text message was saying, I miss you. He did not say anything. I just saw him slapping me. How? While I was asking, Ungshailani, Enyipama, bah! Ungshailani. He was ripping my clothes apart, punching me. How ungenzeni? He never used to beat my face. He used to beat me on my body. You wouldn't say that he was abusing me physically. So he would slap me, punch me in my ribs, punch me in my body, sometimes even take a knife and tell me he would stab me. I'm a bee, I don't look after myself, not that he would say that I'm not a good girl because who is this guy? And I try to explain, no, maybe it's someone who have my number from long time. Those exes, guys. There are those exes who irritate. We're not together for a very long time, 1 year. Because you still have my number. You send me a message. I miss you. I don't blame you because you are not in the relationship that I am in and you don't understand the situation. But it was one of my exes that I have not even spoken to almost a year. Then he sent it, I miss you, text message. He rocked me. He beat me. Sometimes he will even throw me by the wall. But on that day, I didn't even want this, this kissing after the war. He used to kiss me and romance me. I didn't want all that. So I went home and I didn't want to come back, Little did I know going home I was making more problems. So Mukai, after beating me, I went home and I didn't want to come back. When I got home, I think after it was in the daytime because my uncle was in a day shift. So I went home in the daytime when my uncle was not there after he have beaten me up. And I remember he came around 9 p.m. in the evening when my uncle was back home. So and then he came home. He knocked by the door. And my uncle said to him, come in. My uncle said to him, come in. And he started asking where I was. And I didn't answer. My uncle said to him it was disrespectful because my uncle was now, kind of suspecting that me and him, we were doing something, and the stories, from the streets and everything. So my uncle told him that it was disrespectful that he came home to ask for me, you know? Like, how dare you, as a boyfriend, you just walk in her home and then you are asking for her. Sis started slapping him, gave him a big slap. He's beating my ankle. After I had the big slap that was on my ankle, then I came out like nobody's business. And I said to him, I'm here. Because I knew if I don't come out, he would beat him more. You know, he's beating my ankle, you know. So I came out and I said to him, I'm here. What's wrong? Then he pulled me with my neck and he told me we need to leave. Why did I leave? And he started making comments like, am I sleeping with my uncle? You know, jealous people who are insecure. Sis. Then we went back to his place. When we got there to his place, of course, I was playing the girlfriend thing. He told me he wanted to have a tuck shop, which Nami, I encouraged him. Now we started selling the cigarettes. Okay. Am I gonna get arrested, guys? Wait, guys, before I continue with the story. Am I gonna get arrested? Hey guys, can you tell me? I need to fix my weight and I cannot get arrested for the past. Do you have a proof? You would say what's meaning. Okay, not me, him. I mean, I was just helping. Okay, I was forced. I was helping. Let me drink. So, okay, guys, am I gonna get arrested? Please. Okay, we're scared. I was not the one who was selling. Okay, I mean, I was with him, and he was selling it. I was just helping because I had no choice. Okay. Now, okay, you was abused guy. I feel for you. Now, let's pass there. I do say that learn from my journey, but I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not telling you for sympathy, no. That's why usually I don't like to tell my stories in a way that you're gonna cry or feel so sad. No, just listen. We continue. So Mukai told me he wanted to have a tuck shop. I said to Mukai, okay, you can have a tuck shop. Pela, who's gonna sell? Who's gonna be attending that tuck shop? It's me. Mind you, since he have beaten my uncle, now it's in the public that I have a boyfriend and my boyfriend is him. And also, mind you, the whole community did know about his background, how long he was in jail, and what kind of a person he was. Mina, I left Enanda when I was very young, so didn't know much about his past and what he have been doing when I was not there. My sisters, my brothers, Sisi, Booty. Hi again. He started the tuck shop, and in his tuck shop, he added the Zulu cigarettes, the green cigarettes, the very heavy green cigarettes. So again now, I was the Zulu cigarette girl. Anyone who wanted the cigarettes is me. It should buy it to me, but it was him that was selling it. Mind you, every time there was, what is it called, a police or investigator or when a person is out of parole, and then there's this one person who always comes and check every month if you are still living in the same address and if you haven't committed any crime, because if you do commit a crime, you go back to jail. So he was still reporting. He had this what do you call these people, guys? It's not a police, but it's kind of police because they come from the law to check you. I don't know if they are investigating. You stayed at Inanda. Yes, Sibongile. I stayed at Inanda between Uhlange and Africa up Epuquin. That's where I staying. So what is this parole officer? Nyabonga Karab. His parole officer was still coming to check him every month if he was still staying in the same address and check. So that's why I was the one that he was making me sell whatever he was selling, these green cigarettes, because the parole officers, they still come and check, So he always have to be there, and he had to look very clean and with nothing. So minagi, I was the one. Now it was kind of official that I live with him, but I didn't want to live with him because if I have lived at home, he was still gonna come there and beat my uncle. So I was forced to go and live with him to protect my uncle. Okay. Now we continue to be in that relationship. That was not a relationship, was kind of a relationship. I accepted the situation because it was what it was, and it was what probation officer, yes, it's the same thing. Warranty officer is the same thing. Parole officer is the same thing. So okay, I went there. We were living together in this house I am saying. And we opened the window where people could come and buy. We were selling some small chips and cigarettes, the real cigarettes, some menchies. What else? There was beer sometimes, but not all the time, because he used to drink his own beer. So we didn't have much stock of beer, but we had. Sisige uzozwan. Now, the friends that he was with in jail, they started coming here. It would be full outside of these guys. They were so disrespectful. They didn't know respect in terms of women. They would bring other women to girls. They would bring girls in the yard. They would come and smoke this Zulu cigarette outside, and there would be so much noise. I never used to sleep. I learned from that time, when you are selling cigarettes, you have to wake up even if it's 12 a.m. someone is knocking. Mind you, he cannot wake up and sell it because he's scared. Maybe it is the parole officer who's by the door. So me, Mokel, I have to wake up at that 2 a.m., 12 a.m., whatever time, if someone is knocking and they want this Zulu cigarette, I will wake up, open the window, scared as shit because I don't even know who's by the window. Mind you, I didn't know the things he was doing still on the street. As a person who have been jailed, as a person who's beating me whenever he feels like. So when I opened the window to sell this, it was unexpected who's gonna be by the window. Sometimes they would take the I nearly said it in English. They would take the cigarette and not give me money. I have to wake him up. Once I wake him up, sis, it will be a problem. He will first beat me up before he chase whoever. He will first beat me up and ask me, how did that guy look like? And I will be saying, I didn't see because it was in the dark. I just opened the window and he showed me his hand. I gave him, expecting him to give me money back, but he didn't. He would beat me up that, oh, it was your boyfriend. Slap me. He was your boyfriend. If it was not your boyfriend, you would not have given him my cigarette. It is your boyfriend. He was trying to see, how do I have a boyfriend when my phone is always, you are always carrying my phone? How do I have a boyfriend when I'm 24/7 here in the house selling your shit? So how do you tell me? Like, how are you saying that I have a boyfriend? But again, it was my job every day and any day and any time. If someone wanted to buy this cigarette, I would have to wake up and sell it to him. I got wiser. I got more street wiser. I know, if you want something, you give me money first before I give you these cigarettes, because I will die for you. I remember there's also one moment we were still living together. So he went to buy more stock of this, what he was selling. He wanted to buy the stock, the cigarette stock. And then one of my best friends, she's also here, Slindy Lengwane, my friend, the one that told me about him. She didn't know that the situation would be like this. She came to visit in his place. She came to visit me. So we said everything was good. We ate, because I couldn't go anywhere. I could not visit anyone. If I visit someone, who's gonna sell? Who's gonna be here in our small room selling these chips and selling these things? Who's gonna do that? And if I go somewhere, he always think that I'm going to see a boyfriend or I'm going to see someone. So I could not leave. I couldn't even go home. I go home, he would beat me up, he would beat my uncle up. So I had to stay with him. Okay. There was a day where my friend visited me, Slindy Lengwane. My friend said we ate, everything was good. But the issue was, he came back when my friend was still there, and my friend was leaving that time. So we were saying our goodbye, thank you for coming, and then she left. Moments after she left, he took a very big, in Africa, we use this big dish, what you call, it's our bav, our small bav. In dish Gazibizongan, it's a dish, a big dish for bathing. He took that big dish for bathing. He added water on the dish. The water was full. He took a very big sunlight, the sunlight bar, the big one. He put it next to it. He took his belt, and then he started saying, me and my friend, we were doing the adult things. My friend was busy fingering me, but she did not do that. He was saying that me and my friend, we were doing something. It's impossible that she will walk all the way from her house and come and visit me for nothing. It's because we were doing something. Now, he told me I smell like a bee, so I should wash all the bitchiness. I'm sorry to say, so I should wash all the beeness from my body. Sissy. Obviously, what he says, it goes, I should do. So I entered the bath. He told me that he will be beating me with a belt until the soap is finished, because I should wash myself all this bitchiness that me and my friend we were doing. Sissy, bathing tap, it is not a bathing tap because it's a dish. Sissy, I washed myself. I washed myself while the belt was busy getting on my skin. Have you ever been beaten when you are wet? You don't know nothing. If you are wet and someone beats you on top of that, it feels like someone is shocking you with electricity because you are wet. And there is, even if it's a stick or it's what, but to beat someone while they are wet, it is the most painful, shocking thing in your body you will ever feel. Okay, let's continue. He beat me with a belt. My palms everywhere, my back, my arms. He was very smart. He would buy me long sleeve. Even his mother used to give me clothes. He made sure that I didn't wear anything short because he was not beating my face. So it was very easy to deny from people because I was always on long sleeves and long pants so that you wouldn't see my bruises on my body. I would wake up the next morning. He would tell me I need to smile for the customers. That's why I think also I'm the best with service. Hey guys, mini service. Service I started before the school. The service. He would tell me in the morning when I wake up. I couldn't sometimes even move my body. But I will wake up. I need to stand there by the window and sell his shit that he was selling. So he would tell me in the morning before the day starts. When people come here, you need to greet them. You make sure you smile. You say thank you after they buy our stuff. He would tell me that he was feeding me with this money. He was buying food with this money. So I need to smile at the customers when they come there. He did not care how I feel in my body. No. The things he used to tell me, that no man will ever love me like he loved me. He would tell me that it's my fault that he was beating me. It's because I don't listen to him. And I tell you, I did believe him that I was the bad girl. Yeah, I was not listening to him. And, I used to say to him, I'm sorry. I was the one who was being beaten up, but I used to be the one who say to him, I'm so sorry, my love. I am so sorry, Sandwa Sami. Yeah? He was my God. If he moves, I have to stand up and make sure everything. I wash for him. I iron for him. I could not cook in that time. Yeah? He used to fetch food from his mother because I couldn't cook. Sometimes he would beat me up for that I can't cook. Sissy. Okay. And I tell you, I was in an isolation from all the friends. I could not be with my friends anymore because when I'm with my friends, he would always tell me they were fingering me. My friends, they were doing things to me. So now I didn't have friends. My phone was his phone. He will answer the phone anytime anyone calls. I could not call my grandmother. I could not call my uncle. If we go to the shop, we're going together. Sometimes he would just slap me while we are walking. In Bibizan, the slap, not this one. This one. We are walking, he would do this. He would say to me, oh, now you are watching other men. Bah! Then I have to watch him, not watch people that around where we are going. Let me drink. Okay. Sexually, I didn't enjoy it anymore. I just didn't care about it anymore. Some days I would say no, he would listen to me. But he would get times where he's irritated. When he wants sex on that day, he would just come and rip my clothes. And if I ask him like, why are you ripping my clothes? He would tell me, I'm the one who's buying clothes for you, so I can do whatever I want, whatever I wish. So whenever now his cucumber was standing, he would not ask or he would not tell me. I would only see by the clothes that now he's tearing my clothes apart. Maybe he pushes me on the wall. So bad. Sometimes I even had, hip-hop bruises. Because now he wants this. And I cannot say no. When he wants, he wants. And then we would do it. Sometimes I used to cry, especially if we were doing the doki, because he doesn't see my face. I would cry. Some days I would just be quiet and just let him do the things and finish after he is done. It was kind of a norm thing. Some days he would come and just bite me. Either I like it or I don't like it. It's either I say it's painful or it's not painful. He did not care. If today he wanted to bite me, he would bite me and I would keep quiet. I cannot say anything. Of course, I did say sometimes, when it's painful, but he did not care if it was painful or it was not painful. He was doing what he wanted to do whenever he wanted to do it. Okay, we lived. Some days he will wake me up and he will tell me how rubbish I was and that he didn't want me in his house anymore. He would put my clothes in a black rubbish bag and throw it outside. I would drag my clothes and go back home to my uncle that I could not even face with my 2 eyes. But I would drag my clothes and go back home. Sissy, I want to tell you, it will be 3 days. I will be staying at home. I won't see him. And I was very, very happy that time when I don't see him, that okay, the relationship is over because he's not coming here anymore. He does not see me. In that 3 days when he is not there, when he have sent me home, it's because he's with another woman. After the 3 days, he will come home to fetch me. Without saying sorry, without any explanations, without anything. He would tell me, take your rubbish and follow me. I will not say a word. Talking to who? Saying a word to who? I will take my rubbish, as he said, and I will follow him to our place. When I get there, I would see maybe some glasses, lama lazy buku ngathi amaphela. I mean, lazy buku sithi masifakile ube ngathi uyiphela. Those glasses. Some of us, when we have those glasses, you look like a cockroach. Yes. I will find the glasses like that. That time there was what is called lip balm. That time, long time, there was lip balm that was used. I would find the lip balm, then I would see that, okay, this whole time there was a woman. That's why he kicked me out. Shoot, this woman is gone. That's why now I'm here. And when I come back, I would come back. He have a new stock. A stock of the cigarettes, the marijuana. I mean, the cigarettes. Jesus. I will have to delete this live video, guys. After I finish, I will delete it because I say the wait. So after I come back, there is a stock. I need to cut the newspaper. You take the newspaper, the magazines. I have to cut the pieces and start rolling this. Not roll, but make it 5 randi. We had 5 rands, we had 2 rands, we had 1 rand. It depends. We didn't have 20 rand. No. Lawa bathengayo, especially amashumi ayahamba kakhulu no 2 rand. Lawa bethenga ugwayi ka 2 rand. So I will come back. It's waiting for me. The bed. You can see the maps that there was somebody here. You can see that they were doing the things in the bed. You see the statement that the weekend was good. The alcohol, he will not have the stock of the beer because whoever was here was also drinking. You know, they were drinking together. I was not drinking that time. So, okay, I would clean, wash the sheets. It's my place. It's my house. I need with him. Wash the sheets, do everything, and start rolling the cigarettes. The measurement, the 1 rands, the 2 rands, make sure that they are ready. So there's some chips that were kalwayo. So chips. So I had to put the chips in the plastics and just see if the holes, they used to like the holes is there. Jay was like that. So I got smart because now I was tired of the abuse. Some days he would wake me up 4 or 5 a.m. and he would take me to the river, like running water. He would put me there, especially in winter. He loved doing that. He would take me there and tell me I smell like a beach. So he wants, like I told you before when I was with my friend, he loved saying that I smelled like a beach. He would take me to the running water in the river, 5 a.m. in winter, super cold. He would tell me I need to get in and start washing all this bitchiness that I smell. I would go there inside, start washing while he is hitting me. He didn't hit me with the belt. Whenever we go to the river, he would take, you know, the branch, a long branch stick that is a little bit soft. When you do this, yes, he would stand a little bit far from the water and he would just do this. Wash the bitchiness. I would keep quiet. It was so numb that I didn't even want to cry anymore. It didn't even feel the pain because I was so used to it, you know. You never know what he's going to wake up and he's going to say. The days was his days, not my days. I was just waiting for him to tell me the order, to tell me where I should go, what I should do today, but I would do whatever he wanted me to do. And then I got smart because the abuse was also getting worse and worse. I don't even want to tell you sexually. I didn't even know what was that anymore because it was him doing it. I started putting some 2 rands. I would steal 2 rands from his money. Now I wanted to run away and go to my grandmother. I would start. One time I told his mother that he was abusing me. His mother told me that, no, but your face is okay. Why do you say so? Because you look fine, you look okay. Because he was not beating my face. That's why my face was looking okay. He never used to beat my face. His mother would give me phones, you know, those nice things. She would give me expensive clothes and stuff like that to shut. She knew how her son was. And her son sometimes would go for her and tell her, you are a bitch, blah, 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 blah. So I would keep quiet and take the things and continue because I feel like nobody will believe me anyway because they're not believing me because my face didn't have anything, you know. When you're talking about people who have been beating up or who have been beaten up, you will see the bruises, the blue eye. But this motherfucker was smart because he was just doing my body. And he did not allow me to show any cleavage, to show any legs or any skin. He made sure that you cannot see. Only me and him, you would see the bruises. Now I told you I did not have friends anymore because every friend I have, he would say that they are sleeping with me. Now, I started stealing his money from this small business that he was having, you know. Whenever I see that he's drunk today, he's not looking or see things, I'll take 2 rand once a week. Sometimes if I can see that, somebody was drunk and they forgot their change, I don't tell him. And if I see the next day this person is not coming back to take the change, some of them, they smoke too much, you know, then they don't take the change. I would take the change and put it aside. I had a hole next to the toilet that I used to dig and put this money. I cannot put it in the house. What if he finds the money and beat me up for the money? So I had a hole that I had a mark on top. I had marked it, that space that my coins were in there, so that I could know where I was putting the money in the same place and hide it. You know, every time when he was not home, then I would take the money and put it there. And the day the money was now enough, listen to the story. I'll tell you if he's alive or he's not alive. But yeah, he is alive. He is alive. So when the money was enough, one day I woke up and I said to him, there wasn't any chips anymore, and I was thinking that if he loves me and he really trusts me, can he just allow me only for today? I promise I won't watch any man. And I'm scared, I know you're gonna fix me. He used to say he's fixing me because I was not good. He's fixing me to be the best woman for him, to be the best woman in the community. That's why he was beating me up. So, okay, I saved this money. On that day, I just spoken to him in a good way. I told him that I loved him, and I convinced him I was not gonna look at anyone, and I'm going to buy our stock. See, my money was not enough. In order for my money to be enough, I wanted to take his money with me. So I took the money as if I was going to buy some stock. See, I went straight to Richards Bay. I didn't buy nothing. I went straight to Richards Bay because I was running away. I want each and every person who's here, I am teaching you that there's situations, there's relationships that are relationships but are not relationships. They does not exist. If when you are thinking, Wuti, right now, why were you not talking? Why? It's not as simple as you think. It is not as simple as you think. And a person who abuses, they manipulate their victims in a very, very bad way. I mean, I was so manipulated by him that even though I saw that it was painful, I wanted to run away. But listen to the story. I will continue with the story. I ran away. I went to Richards Bay. In Richards Bay, I got myself a job. I was working in a hair salon. In the hair salon, I had a phone. In a hair salon, he used to call me every day. I told them in a hair salon that the people that I was working with in the salon that, hey, I had this guy I was dating, blah, 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 blah. I left him in Durban, and I showed them the bruises in my body, that this is what he have done to me, and I was tired of it, and I just didn't want to be with him anymore. They were very supportive. I also told every friend. I even missed having friends, and I was so scared. But then in Richards Bay, I knew he would not find me. He didn't know also where I was. He used to call me and I will answer the phone. And he would tell me he missed me, he will change, he's now a changed man, he's going to church, he will never do this again. I think it's amen. Need divine intervention and therapy. Yes, we're Shumba. That's why I was saying that in South Africa, there's organization for women. It's almost like the government is saying, get abused, I will fix you. Get abused, I'll give you a place to go and cry to, and they are not thinking about the man. They are not fixing the man. They are not giving the therapy to the man. They're only giving the therapy to people who are abused. What about the abusers? Because literally they are not okay in the head, Pain is not an okay thing, because if you beat them up, they will feel the pain. So they should be the one who are being fixed more than the women. But anyway, let's continue. I'm just trying to tell you where I come from and why I love and appreciate women, and so many stuff, guys, in that I went through. I've shared my story, and I'm not scared to share and share and share and share. I've told the story, but in Zulu. Although more detailed. Okay, anyway, I went to Richards Bay. He used to call me and he would tell me, I miss you and I love you. You are so beautiful. I will never do that to you again. I have realized I have been abusing you and it's not a good thing. How can a small, tiny thing like you been abused? You are my angel. You are my life. All I have been doing, I thought that I was just trying to make you a strong person, to make you realize I love you. If I don't beat you, it means I don't love you. Please forgive me. I'm a changed man. Sissy. He would spend 1-2 weeks, Richards Bay 3 weeks, calling me and telling me that he misses me. He's a changed man. He loves me. Please come back to me. Sissy, I got my salary from the salon. I went to the taxi rank. I took a taxi going back to where? To Inanda, to him, because he told me he loved me. He was a changed man. Please give me another chance. I will show you how much I love you and how much I have changed. So see, I went back to the guy. When I got there, I was working at the salon, right? So I had long eyelashes and I had nails. When I got there, he fetched me from Estopini and I got off from the taxi. He was already standing there. I was excited to see him. I was so happy. I was thinking that the relationship was going to be like in the beginning, not knowing that what was coming. I thought that we're going to love each other like in the beginning, you know, when we were smoking our cigarettes and our eyes was very small. That's what I was thinking in my head, because in the beginning I loved him. I got off. He was happy. He picked me up. He was super happy. He told me the same things, that he will never hurt me again. Everything was okay. Blah, 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 blah. The time we got in his house, it was not a house. It was just one room. The time we got there, he locked the door. And then he said to me, "So you bitch, this is how you look like when you are in." My data is getting finished, but I don't know why Wi-Fi is not working in this place anymore. I hope that Wi-Fi is gonna work. So again, when I got in, he said to me, "Yeah, you look like Oma Hosha." Because I had long eyelashes and long nails. He said, "You look like a prostitute. What were you doing in Richards Bay? Only prostitute puts the eyelashes and these long nails." I don't want to lie. Me, when I do something, I do it with the passion, with everything. I used to have very, very, very long nails, so that you can sit and ask me, "Where did you do your nails?" Excuse me, because I was working in a hair salon, I had to look like a person who works in a hair salon. You know, I didn't do your basic short nails. Let me drink. So I didn't have your short basic nails. I had long nails. I thought he was gonna appreciate the way I looked. I didn't think it was gonna be an issue. See, he started taking my eyelashes like this. He started peeling my eyelashes. It was the most pain I've ever felt in my eyes. And mind you, that time we had that glue. It was that big glue that used to stick to each other. In that time, not this small glue that we put in our days. It was that big one. The lashes was coming out with my own lashes. He would, Lapo, I was crying, but I cannot push him. I cannot touch him. I cannot say anything. Now, he was telling me that he's taking the prostitution out of me because of these lashes, because now I look like a prostitute. Then I was crying. Tears were composing, but he was busy taking them out like this. I stood there without saying. Sometimes, you know, when I take a picture or when I look at myself in the mirror, I do see that my eyes are kind of not the same. Okay, when you watch me, I think you guys maybe you watch, they look the same. But to me, compared to the way, I think that time they were so swollen. And then the glue also made a problem before I came to Finland. Anyway, he took all the lashes out and they were on the ground. Obviously, you know what he would do. He started beating me up. That he told me that in Richards Bay, he knows I was watching at the man. Maybe I had a man. Some days he would call me. I will not answer. I would say I'm busy because I was busy sleeping with people. And he beat me up. He would beat me until he sees that now he's tired. And I tell you, most of the times I was not crying anymore. I was just tired. Okay. This time around, I did the same thing. I stayed with him until I stole his money. Oh, he also reminded me how I went. I stole his money. I was also suffering for the fact that I stole his money when I was leaving. He told me his business was not good anymore. Because 1, I was not there anymore to run the business. 2, I went with his money to go back to Richards Bay. So, he was fucking me up for his money, first of all, and for his business, and the fact that I was away, he thought that I was with other men. Okay. Fast forward. I stayed, and that time when I went back, I didn't steal his money. You guys remember that colored guy I spoke about here? That his wife used to look for me and he wanted to beat me. I'm sorry if you just joined the page. You have to watch my other live videos where I was telling about my past. that colored guy, he sent me a text message, which my phone was by me. And he told me, because I was in Richards Bay, so I used to see him, and he had my new number. So the colored guy texted me and told me he was coming to Durban. Can we meet in Durban? Blah, 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 blah. I read the message very fast and I deleted the message. As case, then I was trying to find a way to go. He didn't tell me the same day. He told me the day. Like, for example, on Monday, I will be in Durban. Can we meet? Can we see each other? So, okay, I said, I answered him. I said, okay, around what time? He told me, and then I deleted the messages very fast before this one. And I told the colored guy, don't send me messages. I will make sure that at that time that you are saying, I don't remember exactly what was the day. Maybe let's say it was Monday at 8 p.m. Yeah, but it was in the night because it was already dark. So, okay, I told him, the guy, that, hey, on Monday, the people from my child, he knew I had a child, but his mother didn't know that I had a child. So I said to him, you know what? People from my son's place, my son's side, they are coming to Durban and they want to give me money. He loved money so much. So I said to him, they want to give me money. I'm going to go to Durban and fetch the money and come back. I don't remember the amount of the money I told him, but I told him about big money and he asked why. I said because they were not supporting the child and now they want to support the child. So they want to give me this big money. I don't remember if I said it was 2,000 rands or it was 1,500. That time, that was big money. Then he allowed me to go because he believed that I was going to fetch money and it was going to be our money. He even told me what he was going to buy for his business, what he was going to add so that he can sell and blah, 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 blah. With the money that I'm going to fetch because my money, it's his money. See, way. Then I got a chance to go back to Richards Bay. Then I went to Durban. When I got to the taxi, I called the guy, the colored guy I was going to meet. The married colored guy I was also busy with. So I called. He was not married. Colored people, they like to say they are married. Once they live together, they are married. They were not married. They just had kids and lived together. So, I called the guy. The guy told me where he was. He was driving. And I told him where I was going to get off. Can they fetch me? They fetched me. They fetched me. We went to Richards Bay. Every time when I leave the guy, I never leave with my clothes. Because every time I go, I don't tell him I'm not coming back. So I always go with what I'm wearing. I always had to restart the life. Buy new clothes. Some days I will wear the same clothes for 3 days because I'm still trying to buy new clothes, trying to fix myself, And I always tell him when I leave him, I will never go back to him, So I always leave my clothes by him. Even on that day, I had only what I was wearing. I didn't have my clothes because I came back with everything thinking the relationship was going to be okay. Now, I went to Richards Bay. I went back to the same salon I was working in. I begged them. I asked them that can they take me. Anyway, we were getting paid by commission. We didn't have a basic salary. So I went back to him. I went back to the salon and Mukai was calling me. This guy. He was calling me. Same thing. I love you. This time is final. This time I'm changing. He will go to church. And he will make me listen to people singing. He will make me talk to the pastor that here I am. I'm by the pastor. I am a reborn guy. I'm a born again guy. Baby, you are the only one who can fix my life. You are my wife. No one knows me like you. Please, my love, I beg you, come back to me. Yeah. Manipulative abusers. He would tell me all sorts of things. He will even make me talk to my best friends. People who were my best friends that time. They were not my best friends anymore because he didn't allow me to see them. He would tell me here. He will ask them to beg me for him so that I can come back. He will make me talk to his mom. Where was your family? I never had a family, sis. I never had my mom. I didn't know where my mom. Okay, I have a mom. She's not my biological mom. My biological mom, I didn't know. My grandmother was in Mandin. Oh, no, she was in Richards Bay, but living very far from where the salon was. I will tell you also one day when I'm comfortable to share you also the life I was living with a woman, the owner of the salon, what she was making me do in terms of my situations, because she also saw that I was desperate. I will tell you when time goes by, when I'm comfortable. Not yet. So okay, Mukai was telling me my uncle was still there. My uncle was still there, but I could not go home because I was going to put my uncle in deep shit. So in Richards Bay, he was telling me my friends were calling on his behalf, begging me to come back, telling me he's crying every day, his life now is nonsense. He would tell me I'm the only hope he have in life. Sissy, I went back. Now it's the second time after leaving him. I left him the first time. I came back, he took all my eyelashes out and he was beating me. The second time again now, after leaving him, I am going back because he's a born again. He have changed and I am the only one who can fix his life. My friends are calling me, even his mother herself. His mother was begging me to come back. My son, I'm so sorry if my son have hurt you. He will never do anything like that again. I am here, my child. I will look after you. He will never touch you again. Blah, 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 blah. My sister, my brother. The legal life, I think I went 2 months. The second time when I left him 2 months. My brother, my sister. I packed my bags. That nonsense of the clothes that I have started, the life that I had already, I went back because Pela now, I'm someone's oxygen. He cannot live without me. Pela now, I am someone's life. He cannot survive without me. I went back to him. Right now, if you have never experienced this, it sounds so stupid. I want you to understand people who are in abusive relationships. Some of them, they don't talk. They stay there for years. Some of them, they go back. It's not because you want. It's because they brainwashed us. You know, they manipulate us. They manipulate the situation. And us as women, you beat us up now. You rape a woman right now. Tomorrow morning, she's laughing with you. Yeah? She have forgiven you. That's how we are. Then when time goes by, because this thing is a trauma in your head, you start thinking and you have memories that this is not good. This was not good that it was done to me. Because now it's a trauma. You understand? It is the same thing right now. The social media, the internet, when people are telling you, I've been raped, who have never experienced it. And then you say, why you didn't say early? Why you didn't talk? Sissy, you don't need to experience it to understand it. But trust me, we're telling you we've been there. Even me, I'm only brave this year to talk about it. I started telling about my story now. And you see, when I also tell you, I feel embarrassed to tell you that I went there so many times. That I went back even though I know he was abusing me. You know? Because he was brainwashing me every day, telling me how much he loved me. That's why he was beating me up. Now, this thing that's ubutuleleni. Sengathi umuntu angathi ubutuleleni vele umfaka impama. Mina nje mangasithi ungitshela mina in my eyes. You tell me in my face why you didn't talk early, I would beat you up. You ask me that nonsense, why you didn't tell. If you ask here on the comment section, I would block you. If you are asking why you didn't tell anyone, why you didn't ask questions. People who are in abusive relationship, who are getting beaten up, they go back, they stay in that relationship, they talk after. Some of them even lie about the boyfriend. It's the same thing about rape. Abuse is abuse. It doesn't matter what kind of abuse. Someone who have been raped, they come out in their time. You take a seat. If you have never experienced it, you'll never understand it. Just don't open your mouth when you don't understand something. I always say here, don't speak when you don't understand something. Keep quiet. Let me continue. Now, I went back to the guy. It's the second time. I didn't have long eyelashes at that time, but I did have nails because I knew what he was going to do to my eyes. And besides that, my eyes were still very painful after he have removed the eyelashes. Sis, the same thing, Mukai fetched me from the estopin or whatever. What do you call estopin? Estopin, he fetched me from the stop sign or whatever. He was very happy. I was very happy. Mukai was a changed guy. His mother promised me he will not abuse me anymore. I have heard people singing from the church because now Mukai is a born again. He have been in church. Nothing will happen to me. When we got inside his home, in his room, as usual, Sissy, when I get there, he locked the door. That time, there was airtime. He was using MTN. I still remember like it was yesterday. He was using MTN. You know, that long time MTN that you used to scratch with money. You will take a corn and scratch it. Then you will see the numbers. Then you put the airtime. He was using that kind of airtime. I find a mountain. When I say mountain, it was like this. For 2 months, each and every airtime he bought, he used to put it there on the corner. Now, he was showing me that while you were bitching in Richards Bay, I was buying all this airtime. I was wasting my money on you. Sometimes you would not even pick the call. This is my airtime. He had a mountain of airtime that he used to buy just to call me. It was those 5 friend. It was the mountain of them. He took me with my head from my back and he put my head inside this MTN mountain of airtime. He was scraping me like this on this airtime. After he came out, he told me he had a gun that day. You guys, that day he had a gun in his hand. And he just kept on brushing me, telling me he wants to shoot me because now he's tired of me. Why do I keep hurting him like this? Doesn't I see that I am hurting him? When I leave, everything in his life, it tells apart. He doesn't want to go back to jail, blah, 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 blah. Another thing, every time when he beats me, he would tell me that I must go and arrest him. His mother had money. His mother would pay the police. His mother was a thug herself. She was doing things that I don't want to even mention here. So his mother was friends also with police. The ones that were in under, she would give them money because of what they were doing with other people. I don't want to go deeper. It's not about his mom. It's about me being abused by him. So he would remind me that his mother had money. His mother knew the police and he was giving them money. So we will not hide. If you are a police, you are here, I love you. But we will not hide. There is everywhere in the world. There is corrupted police, you know. There is some police that are corrupted. There is police that are normal. So the corrupted ones, I think that the ones that were his mom's friends. So that's why I've never even went to report. And he used to tell me, I'm going to get arrested today, tomorrow I will come out. Which is a norm thing in South Africa because of the community, because of us as women. We open case and close the case, open case and close the case. When you want to go and open the case, they put the guy in jail for 1 day and they take him out tomorrow because they think you are joking, you are playing with their time. So I was in that situation. Now, that day, he was brushing me with the gun, telling me he would shoot me whenever he wants because he's tired. He would tell me that he wants to shoot me and shoot himself because he's tired of this life. Do you think you have prayed in your life? Do you think you have prayed in your life? This makes me so emotional. Guys, I do call God. I do call God. But on those times and those moments, I used to call him like nobody's business with my heart. That's where I learned how to pray inside me. That's the time I learned not to pronounce the prayer on those times. Have you ever heard someone saying that I would kill you and I would commit suicide? And you just see that your life, what would stop him? He's carrying the gun. What would stop him? And you know, that you have done this to him. Like I have left him more than once. So he might just end it. Sometimes I even thought that maybe he was... Wait. Okay, I always try not to... I was wiping my tears. I always try not to be emotional when I tell you guys the story. But anyway, I have left him 2 times. And I could just see when you date someone who doesn't have dreams, I learned from him. When you date someone who doesn't have dreams, when you date someone who's only looking forward to wake up the next day, that person doesn't have a life. You know, that person doesn't care about the future because they don't even think about the future. They don't even have anything they're looking forward to. The only thing that time I was looking forward to was to go to university, which my family didn't afford, and to just raise my son. You know, my son was living with his father, the father's side already. I just wanted to raise my son, and I just wanted to go to university. You know, I've always loved education. It's just that I came from a family that didn't afford to take me to university. So whenever he was telling me he wants to kill me and kill himself, I was just always like thinking to myself, I have so much things I was looking forward to in my life, you know. I was looking forward to my son. I was looking forward to life itself. And to find someone who just says, I will kill you and I will kill myself, it was very painful, you know, because he just didn't have a life. He didn't have things that he wanted, okay? Oh, God. I'm so sorry. Let me have a drink. Let me have a drink so that I will be okay. I'm coming now. Sadesh. Okay, guys, I'm sorry about that part, you know. It just, I don't like being emotional when I tell my stories, but some parts they bring memories, you know, that I just very heavy, you know. Anyway, on that day, he did rub me with a gun, telling me these things. Then he said that he had an idea. He wanted to, you know, a chicken. I don't know how to say it, but when you buy a chicken and you boil water and then you put the chicken, then you start taking all the feathers and the wings. Yeah, then he said that he wanted to make me feel the pain that he felt when I left him. So he thought that if he just shoot me, it would be too easy. He wanted me to feel the pain that he was feeling when I was leaving, when I used to leave him. Then he wanted to boil water, but we didn't have water in our room. The water was outside. By the time he opened the door to go and fetch the water, I pushed him. Then I got time to run away. The time I pushed him, he had a gun and the kettle that he was carrying to open the water. So the time I pushed him, he dropped the gun and the kettle and he started chasing me. He had a knife with him that he tried to stab me in my neck, and luckily I fell while I was running. Let me show you. This is where he stabbed me on that day. I also have another scar, but there's a tattoo on top of it here, but you can see this is where he stabbed me on that day because I felt and the knife went in. It was so deep when it was fresh. It's one of the scars that I don't want to close because they make me who I am. I think the strongest woman that I am. That's why I have it, and it's just there, and it's there. Now, after that, there was a lady that was his mother's best friend, that she came and started telling him, and I was also screaming. I would tell you, location, or how do you say in but election, no matter how you cry, nobody will comes out and stop whoever is beating you up. Those people mind their own business. Elokishini, it's a norm thing that you would get beaten up and nobody will say anything. So it was a norm thing to them. People did know that he was beating me, and most people didn't care. I would scream and cry, in a way that I wasn't crying anymore. I wasn't screaming, but on that day, because he have told me he would kill me and commit suicide himself, I had to scream. I was saying, please help. I was screaming. Then there was one of his mom's friend, and she came and she started telling him, don't do this. People are watching you, Township, yes, in a township. In a township, a man will kill you. Someone will kill another person. A person will kill another person without anyone saying anything. They don't even let you in when you are running and trying to say to them, please open the door for me. They won't even let you in. On that day, I was lucky. Because this lady came and she started telling him and convincing him, you can fix this problem, you don't need to kill her, people are watching you. And he still had a knife, and I was bleeding already from my nails, because I had nails and I was trying to grab the grass, and the nails were just coming out. Some of them were coming out with my own real nails, and my leg was bleeding that time. So she tried to convince him that, we should go and fix these. People now were watching. People were outside, not saying anything. No one was calling an ambulance. No one was calling police. No one was doing shit. They were just standing and watching as if it was a film or a movie. So again, after they convinced him, then he started saying to me, oh baby, I'm sorry, let's go and fix this. I won't do anything to you anymore. Hey, just come. I want to tell you this. You think that if it was you would have just walked, or you would have just maybe you would have looked for your family or anything. See, if I didn't listen to what he was saying, I didn't know what was going on in his head. Was he really convinced or anything? I just listened to what he was saying and I followed him to go back to his room, and I acted like, okay, like it was my fault. I always acted like that because I just didn't know. And I told him I will never leave him again. I promise this time is final. This time is final of the final. I will never leave you. I will always be with you. I carried on in the same room, same bed, same thing. One day, in all this situation, one day he bought one woman, and it was maybe around 12 in the night, and I was sleeping. He went to drink. And he told me when they came with this woman, I must sleep on the couch because they're going to sleep in the bed. Sis, so now I have to watch this film. Now I need to watch the movie. My boyfriend sleeping with another woman while I'm sleeping in the sofa. They are sleeping there. I could not say or do anything. I just slept there, tried to get some sleep while they were doing whatever they were doing in the bed. I could hear everything. In the morning, she woke up and she left, and we didn't speak about it. I didn't ask anything. Why would I ask? Who am I to ask him who was that girl? Why you came with that girl? Then he did a very big stupid mistake. I was still stealing his money. 2 rand, sometimes 5 rand, just steal it. Then he did this thing of kicking me out. Whenever he's gonna have a new girlfriend or he wants to sleep with someone the whole weekend, he would just put my clothes in the plastic bag and start throwing them outside and tell me I'm rubbish, I should leave. He did that. I took my rubbish with my black plastic bags. I headed home. The first day I didn't do anything because I didn't know if he was going to fetch me or not. The next day in the morning, I went back to Richards Bay. On that day, I remember when I went to Richards Bay, I said to myself, enough is enough. When I got to Richards Bay, I changed my phone number. From the number that I had, I changed my phone number so he does not call me. So I will not answer his phone when he's calling or his number. I changed the phone number. I started to live my life and continue with my life without thinking about him. 2015, I went overseas. 2013 or 2014, I went overseas. I think 2013 or 2014. But I remember that 2015, I was here. I went to visit Enanda, one of my best friends that I'm saying is Lee. And when I got there, he saw me. He took my marriage ring. He started pulling with my leg on the streets because he wanted to go with me. and do whatever he wanted to do. And I could not do anything or say anything. He did beat me as usual, slapping me around, and he was dragging me on the streets. I did not say anything. I was just crying, trying to tell him to leave me alone. He told me he knows now I was dating a white guy. No, I'm just thinking if I should continue in the story. But it is what it is. It is what it is. To my ex-husband, I'm very sorry, but I had to replace the ring. I think the ring was 7,000 from American Swiss. I had to go buy the same ring so that I could hide from my ex-husband that he have took the ring. He always tell me that he was my husband, I was his wife. Every money I make, he should get that money, and then I stopped going to Enanda. Until one day, my friend, she sent me a text message and told me that he was arrested. And my friend was telling me that every girl he was dating, he was beating those girls up, and they were leaving him. And this time around, I don't know what money they tried to steal or what car, whatever, and then he got arrested. Right now, as I'm talking to you, he's in jail. I think 2 years back, he did send me a text message, or last year, in the beginning of the year, a text message that he missed me and he was very, very sorry for what he did to me. I blocked him I did say to him that, leave me alone. I forgave you with everything that you did to me. And then I blocked him. Blocked. Sonji, he does not exist. I don't care. But I don't want to say to you, I don't just go to Inanda just like that. I do not like to sleep more than 2 days in, and even if he's not there, I get a trauma. I always just feel like he's going to come somewhere. I feel like he's going to get a parole and I'm going to see him. I just don't like. Once a year, whenever I'm in South Africa, I do visit. This year, I wanted to see my friend, but I wasn't going to go there. I wanted her to come to me, but we ended up not meeting each other. I love my friend and I always visit her. She still lives in the same area next to him. But he's a big no-no. Then you, woman, you sit there and you keep asking questions. You keep saying you are denying things. No, you can't be in a relationship with someone who's raping you. You know nothing. Nothing. Awazi luto. You have no right to say that, no, why you didn't leave, why you didn't go, why. The abusers, if they abuse people that you think they are the ones who are supposed to protect you, like my uncle. If he beats my uncle, who was gonna protect me? Yeah, for it was me protecting my uncle, because I knew if I was going home, he was gonna come there and beat him up, as he already started. So you guys know nothing. You just know nothing. It's better if you have never had the same experience that some of us had. You sit back, you relax. You comfort us if you want to open your mouth or you want to type something on social media. Just comfort us. Don't say you are lying. Don't ask questions. We've lived. You see me? I'm 31 years old. I feel like I have lived 60 years because I've lived. Sissy, I've lived. I always say that as much as I went to school, okay, I'm still in university. Yes, honey. But I'm more streetwise, very, very streetwise, because when I was growing up, there were things that just needed me to be smart without a book. I didn't need to open any book. I didn't need to do anything. I just needed to use this in order for me to survive. And also, I will tell you, you will never hear me saying to you, I didn't have my parents. My life is not going okay, because I don't even mention that I don't have parents. You know? Okay, I have mom now. But I grew up without my mom. I grew up without my father. I just grew up with my grandmother, which I was trying to run away from because of my neighbor that raped me. And she told me to keep quiet. Do you feel me, people? So you will sit there. We respect each other. You respect people who are talking on social media. You don't say anything. Oh, Judge Judy. No, you will not be Judge Judy. And I tell you, you see, rape is like COVID. If you don't believe it exists, it happens to you. I'm sorry to say like that. If you're sitting there saying that, yeah. As you can see in South Africa, men are not being fixed. Tomorrow it's you. Yesterday it was me. Tomorrow it will be you. Or it will be your child, your daughter. So, okay, keep standing there and then keep saying whatever you guys want to say. But tomorrow it will be your daughter if it's not you. Now, every time I tell my story, I do not want pity, because in my life, I don't live my life with pity. I don't even remember when I have cried for my situations, because I'm always looking forward for tomorrow. I'm always trying for tomorrow. I always tell my story so that you can learn from it. If you have been in the same situation that I have been in, you can know that you can do whatever you want with your life. Past is past. It takes time to be okay. I'm also work in progress. But honey, I think that I'm going to be a star. I think I'm going to be a diamond. I think I'm going to shine in the whole world. Okay? Because I'm not my struggle. Okay? I am my future. I am my dreams. I'm not the person that have been abused, that have lived that life. I am just me looking forward to the future, not to the past. Okay? The past made me to be me and to be this strong. Okay? Now I love you so much.